All right, we are live, and welcome to Jen's Awesome Show. I'm here with Chris from Blockchain Cards, and I have 1,000 questions as always.
Nice.
Um, your logo there says that you started Blockchain Cards in 2008. So, what is Blockchain Cards, and why did you start making them?
So back in the day, I've been a large kind of sports card collector from the 80s and the 90s. And when blockchain came out in, and I say it was from 2008 because that's when Satoshi's white paper came out. So it's not like I've been in the space that long. I've been here probably since 2012. And
Okay.
so it's a throwback to basically the hey, nice mug you got there.
Oh, thanks. This great guy I know made it.
That's so funny. But back in but for the logo, it's kind of like a throwback to the start of blockchain in 2008 with Satoshi Nakamoto's vision of the blockchain and the invention of Bitcoin, and it's kind of a throwback to that. But I've been in the space since 2012, and blockchain cards basically comes from my interest in sports cards and collecting cards since the 80s and the 90s. And so I thought I would kind of use that kind of name, and it's kind of catchy, and I picked that name like over a year ago, so it's kind of relevant now, with
Yeah,
tops coming into the fold, and I had no idea that was going to happen. So that name is relevant now, so that's basically where all that came from.
awesome. And so, do you make anything specific, or do you make NFTs of anything you want to kind of commemorate, or how does that all work?
Yeah, that's a good question. So we started off doing fortune cookies, which are kind of like NFT fortune cookies. So you'd buy this cookie pack, and then maybe a couple times a week, once a day, you would get a fortune in it, and so it'd be different and it'd be fun, and people would have something to do. So you would basically buy a pack, and then you'd get airdropped cookies, and that's basically where I started with the thing. And it was a project that I did on another blockchain, on Steam. There was a blockchain called Steam. I guess it's still relevant, but I was doing blog posts with that, and I had to do everything manually. I had to, if someone wanted a cookie, they would have to leave a comment, and then I would do a virtual dice roll with 200 plus fortunes, and then I would write a comment. And then so I was waiting for something like Wax to come onto the blockchain, where a lot of this stuff is automated now, with Nifty blocks, and there's another. I think it's some other thing like Bounty Block is another thing where I can drop multiple NFTs on people, and so it made my job a lot easier. And so I had a good idea with the digital fortune cookies. I just didn't have the technology to catch up till now. So that's where blockchain cards started on the Wax blockchain. And so we do that, and we still do that, and we're going to be doing that all throughout the year. Over 365 cookies. We're about halfway there. We started in January. And then the other thing I do is I do kind of like digital baseball cards with a kind of like a Doge and a like a nostalgia throwback,
Mm-hmm.
and that's been extremely popular with the community. And so I'll be continuing to do that and fortune cookies. So I got kind of two little side projects, and then I make memes and stuff, and all that and all that stuff. So yeah.
Okay, neat. What would you say has been your favorite one to work on so far, or one that got you the most feelings?
Uh, I would say like some of the fortune cookies for holidays. And there's traditional holidays like Christmas and Hanukkah and Fourth of July and all those type of holidays that are very well known. But doing the fortune cookies on other specific days, I'll go and look to see what holidays, and like there's some really nice, thoughtful holidays, like Grandparents' Day and things like that that
Mm-hmm.
some people might miss. And I think that's probably one of the most rewarding things is kind of getting in touch with another side of the community and the world, and just different holidays for different countries, and just kind of feeling getting out of my bubble and exploring a little bit more of humanity through the cookies. So I think that's probably finding different holidays for the cookies is the thing that I enjoy for that.
Neat. And so, when did you start? When were you introduced to the cryptoverse? When did you get into that?
Oh, that was back in 2012. My brother said, "Hey, check out this crazy thing called Bitcoin." And it's been a wild ride. In the very beginning, there was no swag. There was like no shirts and no nothing back in those days. And so my first kind of product that I produced was a lapel pin of a Bitcoin logo,
Mhm.
and that kind of got me started where I signed up for BitPay, which is still a thing, and you can basically set BitPay up to your Etsy shop, and then so you can accept crypto for payments. And so
Oh, that's cool.
that's what I started doing in 2012, and then I've ran all through it now. And the swag is still continued, and it's the thing is, it was nice. I was very early in the space in terms of blockchain swag. That when Doge became this huge thing that it's become this year, I already had the designs already made. I already had the shop filled with goodies, and it's been a really crazy ride this year with the swag. But that's basically where I started in 2012.
Okay. Well, that's kind of nifty. So, what made you decide to make the swag?
I enjoy shirts. I enjoy
Hmm.
swag. I've always been like an artist who likes to wear custom shirts, or if there's a band that I don't have a shirt for, I'll make it. Not to sell, but to wear myself. And that kind of vein, back in the day, I used to print them up and then iron them on. There's iron on stuff that you could print out of the printer. So I would
Hmm.
do stuff for friends, bands, or just some funky, like, kind of slogans and things, because I didn't have a press or a silk screening machine, because that stuff costs thousands of dollars. So I just decided just to do that. But that's where all this stuff was inspired from, was from back in the day of creating my own shirts, and I'm still kind of doing doing that today, just with better technology and the blockchain.
That's fun. So, do you actually produce all of your things in house, or do you design them and then send them elsewhere to get produced and then?
Right. So right now I use a company called Printful, and you
Okay.
basically you take your designs and you can either push them to eBay or push them to Amazon or push them to Etsy, which the shop that you have linked right there is the Etsy
Yep.
shop. And then they do the fulfillment, which is nice. So they'll deal with the shipping and the money aspect. You just have to deal with the customer service, any of that stuff. And of course you pay your taxes at the end of the year and all that fun stuff. But yeah, it's print on demand, it's called.
That's neat. All right. Um, how do you choose which projects you want to make things for, or do you just are you so interested that you want to do literally everything that's out there?
Yeah, and I get into trouble a little times because I kind of spread myself too thin, because I love all these projects and I want to work with all these projects. But if there's a project that, like the Uplift, that strikes me, I'll reach out to, any individuals and stuff. But I'm kind of I'm kind of like a recluse too, in a way,
Hmm.
where I don't just reach out to a bunch of, places. So if someone wants to do something, please reach out to me, because I'm not good at reaching out unless it's like I really get this bug and it's like, hey, you need to, work with the Uplift or try to be involved with that somehow. So if anyone's interested, they'll have to reach out to me. I don't basically cold call anyone.
Okay, and you are open to having people reach out to you,
Oh,
so
absolutely.
that's
We can
good.
have a conversation. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Um, how did you hear about the uplift?
Oh, that's a good question. To be honest, I have no idea where I originally saw the Uplift, and I'm probably thinking it was on Twitter or
Hmm.
Telegram. It was one of those two for sure. And right now there's so much stuff in the space that you can't even keep track anymore. But when the Uplift came out, it was still in that transition period where things were coming out maybe once a week or once a month. So it was one of those things where it was like perfect timing for Corey and everyone to actually start a project, because
Yep.
everything wasn't so incredibly saturated. But I would probably guess it was either on Twitter or Telegram, and then I was hooked because of the potentials.
That makes sense. Um, what is the uplift to you?
Oh wow, I would say possibilities,
Hmm.
limitless possibilities. I think what everyone's doing right now is just barely scratching the surface. And with blockchain, the technology, I think there's some things that haven't came out yet that is going to surprise everyone. Not that I know of, or you know of, or anything, but someone will come up with something that are like, wow, why didn't I think of that? Or wow, the technology can actually do that. And I think the uplift to me is endless possibilities of, making your family some income, helping
Hmm.
out other people all over the world. There's so many, like, being creative like yourself. Like, by the way, Jen, I really love your art. in
Well,
the
thank you.
Uplift. And I want to say the one thing that really stands out is your color patterns and your palette. And so, you could take like a red or a green, but then you look at your reds and greens and there's like these different like kind of patterns, and you don't just use all solid colors, and you really break it down. So I thought, like, as an artist myself, I can appreciate the finer details of your work. So you do an amazing job with that stuff, with the
Thank
color
you.
stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, then we need to collaborate on a shirt
There we go. Absolutely.
soon. Really soon.
Soon. Soon. Soon.
Soon. So soon. Yes. Okay, that's on the list. That would be a lot of fun.
Absolutely.
Um, if no, I don't have an if question there.
I can actually
um,
see your shirt right now. Like it'll be like a block, like a rectangle, and it'll be like all your different color blocks like coming across the thing. That's one design I have in my mind right now when you just said that. Yeah.
rainbows, lots of rainbows. Yeah. See, secretly, everything in my life is a sparkly rainbow unicorn.
Hey, it's the it's the color spectrum. It's how we see visible light. Visible light.
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna have to think on that one for a
Well,
little
the whole
bit.
color spectrum is like an interesting part of kind of the universe when you really think about it, because what the human eye can see is literally a tiny sliver of reality, which is a crazy thing to even think of. But the rainbow, represents just that tiny bit of possibility when there's like so many things that are unknown, that are unseen. That kind of, the rainbow is basically the first step in a whole other world of magic. Like, it's crazy.
That actually is pretty amazing, and the fact that anybody was able to figure that out without being able to see it is also pretty
Right.
amazing. So, um, so who would you say you are to the Uplift?
The random dude. Unknown random dude. Like I said, I'm very much a recluse. I love to do everything by myself. I love to, and it's kind of funny because in this world you have to form connections, and you have to have a community, and you have to, network, and I'm so not that person. I love to do stuff by myself. I like to be by myself, and that seems a little weird to most humans, but like that's how I work. So if I'm basically the random dude that no one knows, that I pop my head up every once in a while, take a look around, and go back down.
That does sound about right. There were some questions the other day in the Uplift chat, and yeah, people had a lot of questions and nobody had a lot of answers. I'm like,
Yeah,
well, I'm doing this interview, so maybe we'll get answers, maybe not.
yeah. Well,
Um,
let's. Yeah. Do you have? Yeah. I mean, I'm here. Let's
let's
break them
do
all
it.
down.
So, who do you want to be in the Uplift space? Do you have an end goal, or do you just want to be here and you're happy with where you are?
No, I really, to be honest, I don't have an goal, and that's kind of sad because you should probably have something you're trying to strive to. But right now, I'm just enjoying the moment. Like, of course, I wish I had more time to build on my plot, and I
Mm-hmm.
think like I'm looking forward to this summer with the kids out of school, and they could come and build on the plots, and really kind of focus on building something fun, because I love Minecraft. Like, I've always been in Minecraft. I'm not a huge gamer, but the fact that this project is on Minecraft, for anyone who's creative, this is just like the funnest thing for sure.
Yes,
So yeah.
I have to agree, and I'm a little biased. I like Minecraft, but I also don't play much of anything else.
Right,
So
right.
it's the creativity. What project are you currently working on?
Right now, I'm just currently, working with the things that I'm doing, and there's some, possible things with the Uplift in the future. I'm also working with another couple projects that are in the space with swag and stuff. I'm not sure if I can mention what's going on there, but I'm very busy outside of blockchain world, but inside blockchain world, I'm pretty busy too. So
Okay,
there's a few things in the works.
nice. Um, if you were to make a guess, either kind of now or slightly ahead of now, what upcoming NFT project do you think will be the next big thing?
Oh wow, that's a good question. Um, I have no idea. I think like our planet is one of the things that is starting to really get momentum in the space.
Hmm.
And there's the thing about that question is there's so many great artists that are in the wax blockchain space that I don't think get the credit they deserve. And I don't have the names right now to rattle off, but there's so many of them. So to say, like, for me personally, I have no idea like what the next big thing is, but I would say like our planet definitely has the momentum, the uplift
Mhm.
definitely has the possibility and the momentum, and so I would probably say those two projects are something that I'm looking forward to.
Okay, excellent. I, I I would agree, but I don't know very much about the space, to be honest. I mean, before the uplift happened, I didn't even know the space existed. So
Right.
there's a lot of new here for me. Um, if you could meet anyone in the uplift world, who would you meet? Where would you meet, and why?
Oh, I would love to meet Corey in person. He seems like he's got such a great personality and one of those like kind of serious, not serious kind of attitudes. So I think if anyone in the uplift, I definitely would meet Corey.
All right. Well, we'll make that known loud and clear. Corey, you'll see this eventually, I'm sure.
Yeah.
There's a meeting going to happen. And is there a particular place you'd want to go in the uplift or anywhere?
Not really. I mean, I would love to see like the things that maybe people don't know about because I know the uplift there's like lots of different lands, and so maybe there's something I haven't seen yet that's incredible. So maybe something that's unknown to most people would be a great place to go meet and check out.
Definitely. Um, I think I'm probably almost out of questions. That went much faster than I expected. Um,
I
but
have a
yeah,
tendency not to ramble on.
sometimes that's a good thing. But I'm
Yeah.
very glad. I mean, I feel like I got to know you a little bit, so that's certainly good. If anybody wants to order some things, we've got the website address on the bottom there, so go check it out. It's good quality stuff. And are there just the two uplift shirts right now?
Yeah, so there's two uplift designs, and I want to say there's one hat, which is this hat right here, which is
Yes,
the black and white hat, which is very nice. So there's two items. And by the way, thanks for mentioning that. All the profits go to Haitian Roots. So at the end of the month, I square all the profits away with Corey, and I send the wax equivalent to a specific wallet that goes towards that. So um, it's not money in my pocket; it's money that's going to go help someone else. And I think that's really nice about the blockchain right now. Is sure, coins go moon and hooray and Lambos and all that, but it's also nice to be able to help someone out. And I think this space at some point where people get comfortable and then they're able to take some of their profits and kind of help someone else out. And that's where I'm at right now. It's like my family's first. My family's always first. And then once we're taken care of, then we can have the opportunity to help other people because I think for me personally, that's how we do it, and so that's my main drive is family, and then trying to help others too.
absolutely. That's important. All right. Well, is there anything that you wanted to add that I missed?
No, I actually really appreciate you reaching out. I know it's kind of been a back and forth to try to schedule something, so I really appreciate you, and I appreciate everyone in the Uplift who has supported what I do. And I love all your interviews. It's like a lot of people I've never heard of, and you kind of get a feel for who they are and what they do. So your show is really important in the space because it opens up other people and other projects to individuals like myself who kind of head down, and it's nice to see other people and what they do. So thank you for this show.
You're welcome, and that is definitely my goal is to get people out there and see who's who. Because I mean, I don't know anybody, so maybe nobody else does either. It's a possibility. Um, just in closing here, what are you grateful for right now?
I am grateful for the health of my friends and family, and I'm grateful to be able to see with eyes, smell with my nose, taste with my mouth, and be able to use my limbs and arms to walk. Because there's a lot of people in this world that don't have use of their eyes or don't have use of their ears, and I'm very grateful to be able to do those things and help others along the way. So that's what I'm truly grateful for.
That is fantastic. I'm I'm grateful for the rain today. It's rained. It's pretty much not quite the first time this spring that it's rained, but it's the first real good rain we've had, and we just put the garden in yesterday, so it's good. So two things here in closing. First off, if you want to be on Jen's Awesome Show because you're awesome like Chris here, then take a look at the bottom of the screen. Send me a direct message, Twitter or Telegram, and let me know. We'll set something up because I don't know everybody. So if you're awesome, let me know. Secondly, Chris has offered an NFT to commemorate this interview. So if you are able to, drop your wax address in the comments and you will get a surprise.
Yeah, while supplies last. They're limited to
Yes.
100. So after, when this show closes, you should be able to leave a comment in the video, and definitely like and share and all that kind of stuff, and it helps. And I'll be going through the comments, over the next week and sending off those NFTs while supplies last.
Limited to 100. I'd better get mine in there before
Yeah.
everyone else does. Excellent. All right. Well, thanks very much. And I can see there are a couple already.
Yep.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
You too. Thank you very much, Jen. Have a good one.
You too.